This is Denise Mathew, and today I'm going to make a circle and leather charm bracelet. Super simple, and so let's get started. So I have about 2 feet of just plain leather here, and it's one straight piece, but what I'm going to do is double it. So have it doubled up like that, and then you'll have one side which is your loop. Working with about a 20mm circle. And at this point you just have the loop on one side, and then you're just going to thread those other 2 pieces of leather, the 2 ends, right through, and then you're just kind of doing a bit of a knot on it. Okay, so it's something like this. That's what you would have. Okay, so then I'm just going to tie just an overhand knot just a little bit further down, and that will just keep my leather together so that the bracelet will be a little bit just straighter. Basically, it's not necessary, but I like the look of it. So at that point I'm just going to measure it because I want to make sure that I'm getting close to looking at about a 7.5-inch bracelet. When you're measuring your bracelet to get the correct length, you want to make sure that you include the circle, the size of the circle, and then your leather, of course, and then also your scroll. Okay, and then that will give you a more accurate measurement for your bracelet. So my scroll is about 1 inch, okay, and like I said, this is about 50mm, but it's almost about 3/4 of an inch for the circle. So now I'm just going to keep going down a little bit further, and then so I would say probably go about down to about 6 inches, and then just loop over. And I'm going to do it before I'm going to loop this the leather over at the end, and this is just going to be to finish it so that I'll have a place for, I'm making a circle so I can put my scroll here. But the one thing that I want to do is not cut it until I'm sure that it's exactly the way I want it to be. So now you're just going to take your this is about a 20 gauge wire, just a couple inches of it, and this is just going to be where I'm going to wrap it. So just going to wrap it around. There, and that's basically just to stabilize it, okay? And then just, you can use your pliers or you can use your fingers just to wrap it around. You can use your pliers just to squeeze it into place. Okay, and just continue to wrap it. You just want a really nice tight wrap on it, keeping everything in place. This is what you would have so far. Okay, and just wrap a little bit more, and I think that's probably enough for me. I'm just going to trim that back. Tuck in all those pieces of wire so that I'm not going to poke anybody. And then I can take these leftover bits. Before I do cut it, I'm just going to measure it just to see that it's correct. And if it is, then I can cut it. If it's not correct, the correct length, you would have to remove the wire and just rewire it so that it's a little bit further up. Okay, so I'm just adding my scroll. That's going to be the permanent side. I'm not going to open that. That'll be the opening side so that I can attach my circle. Okay, so now I'm just going to measure it. And it is about 7.5 inches like I thought. Now I can take my scissors. Actually, I'm just going to use my wire cutters, and I'm just going to cut that. Now at this point, what you can do is just add a couple drops of glue right here to this area, so that'll keep everything in better shape. And then you can just, after you cut it, you just want to do another bit of a tightening just to make sure everything's nice and tight. The wires are nice and tight. And just give it a good squeeze. And again, if you want, add a drop of glue so that everything stays in place. And so then you would have your bracelet. That's your completed bracelet. So you would just open your scroll like that. But now, to add a little bit something extra to it, I would just take all these charms, and I have a bunch of charms here, and you can have whatever charms you like. You can do a theme, or you can just do some random charms, whatever you prefer. Just open up a jump ring, and then I'm just going to add a flower. So this concludes the tutorial. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Bye for now.